the chosen one?
Are you invisible, chosen one? I see not your icon.
He's in private mode.
PM. She does her BMs in the PM. Great Bob's Burger episode right there. Anyways. All right, so you guys are currently embroiled in a battle with the released fire spirit Indomitability. You were fighting in murky water. Gwenvere showed up, scared off some marrows that were trying to bite people. In fact, some of them took some big bites out of Savennis, I think. You followed Indomitability back up. She started to take out some of the singers, but fortunately your allies on shore were able to sort of act as a blockade. Indomitability has turned around and tried to bring its rage back against the party in the water. Unfortunately, my dice rolls were abysmal and I couldn't land. I think I maybe hit once. The back on land, however, there is 100% ghasts running around. There seems to be the screaming of villagers inside the caves, and Kezek, the friendly, or should I say not friendly, bearded devil has reappeared and is currently giving Tiljan and Moruk some problems. The last thing that happened on the player's turn, which is what the big red sphere is, Nim cast an aura of healing, was able to revitalize one of the singers. So there are 3 singers back again. Indomitability looks like it's on its last legs. One thing that I probably was not mentioning last time because I wanted to say it to Mel, but you guys kind of were witnessing and had found out about as you were swinging for her. Every round that she's been holding on to this wooden longsword, the sword has continued to either grant or appear differently. At first it was that +1 weapon, then it started doing fire damage. Now it seems to be glowing and quivering and like emitting this sort of like radiant light from it. And with that, I think I'll click on some fighting songs, and it's the player's turn. So what do you guys want to do?
So I'm gonna continue with my aura. I'm gonna pop this guy back up.
Okay. I'm gonna give it the same rule. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. Provided I'm gonna roll 2 death savings. Provided one's not a critical, he's back up. So neither of them are criticals, so he is back up. I will take the X off him.
Cool.
However, he's now standing in the fire and he burns to death. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
How Tom.
It's me. It's me.
So, and then I will go with a Sacred Flame on the deer.
Okay,
Dex 15.
Dex 15. That is a nat 20.
Ha, idiot. You wasted it on 8 damage.
It's the first one I've rolled for this goddamn creature.
I know. Good. I'm making you waste it instead of using it on real things, like trying to attack us. Alright, nothing on that.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, Mel. Swing away.
As an ongoing bonus action, can I give her a Bardic Inspiration die, just in case?
Yeah, you can. I already have 3, but I'll take another one.
I was just going to say, Mel
Bardic.
started the fight off with 3 inspirations,
Yeah.
and
But,
didn't use any of them.
I really
want
to hit this shit right now.
So does Kevin. That's why we heard his zipper before.
Throwback.
And so, being that I don't have this sword in my as usage on my sheet, I'm just going to roll for the Morningstar, and then you add whatever needs to be added.
Correct. So you're going to add a +1 to hit. So roll your roll, and we'll add a +1 to that, and then we'll do damage as well.
Okay.
If you go there, you should
If
have
I get
advantage.
shit, then I'll just roll again.
A 23 is a hit.
So then it would be a 24 anyway.
Okay.
So a damage.
And it should be said that everything that you guys have been doing to Indomitability has been doing damage, but has been doing not what you would expect maximum damage. There seems to be a large level of resistance to this creature, except for when Mel swings with this wooden sword.
Okay, so it's really damaging it.
Yes. So that's 6 plus 1, because it's a +1, so it's 7 damage. Plus you roll 1d6 fire damage.
Okay.
Love Christ.
Apparently your brother's getting upset at your sword skills.
No, I'm getting upset with my computer.
So 6.
Ooh, nice.
Oh. So with that, your sword comes down on Indomitability, and the creature's form lets out this bleat, like a dying elk, like, and as it goes, and its body starts to collapse in the water. You all notice. What's the matter?
Go ahead.
You notice like a shimmer or like a shake, and as the body drops, this ephemeral form of the same figure emerges in the same place, and you all hear in your head this voice that says, "Free! At last, I'm free!" And you realize that the body has been untrapped, or the spirit has been untrapped, and this thing is now an incorporeal being that's about to just take off. And with that, Mel's blade begins to glow brighter and brighter and brighter.
Can I do my second attack?
You can, but is there anything you want to do before you do that?
Yeah. I am going to look up, and I'm going to look for my brother's eyes. I'd like to meet his gaze and stare into his eyes through the flickering flames and tell him, I love you. And I'll take my final strike.
As crazy as this sounds, this thing's AC in its incorporeal form with your wooden blade is exactly a 15. And because it's a +1, that's actually a 16. Deal damage. As you hit the incorporeal creature with your blade, and after you say that to your half-brother, best friend, family, there's a surge of light, and as everyone sort of is momentarily blinded by that, when you can see again, both Indomitability and Mel are gone, and the wooden blade drops and starts to sink into the water. It's only 5 feet. It can only sink 5 feet, but it drops where she was. And it's still all of your turn.
Well, shit. I guess I'm glad I went, so I don't have to try and fucking figure out what just happened and do anything right now.
Guinevere's like, "This is fucked up," and she leaves.
Agreed. Bye, Gwen.
Is the other guy on the shore still attacking singers?
So you can see, I'll say you can see Kazakh. There's a line of like bushes and trees and stuff, but I'll say that you can be aware of that. So right now there are 3 combatants left on the field. Kazakh and 2 ghasts. That's Kazakh, ghast down there. Yep, got it.
I'm figuring Kane might grab the sword, so I'm going to send a spell over towards Kazakh. Can he do a? Actually, I'll just do a Eldritch Blast. Make it easy.
The current is so strong.
Well, I had to drag it on the
She-
map somewhere.
She
Come
dropped
on.
it, and then now it's over here.
Ah!
How fucking strong are we? We're fighting this current? Just no problem?
Gwen swam away so fast it just pushed it all the way over there.
Right, there you go.
All right.
In its wake.
You're rolling to hit with your
Eldritch Blast, yeah. It's
Eldritch. Okay.
interesting. It's not rolling?
Oh, D&D Beyond, really not working again?
Yeah, I'll just roll a d20 and give it a +8 from there then.
If you click on it, well,
Yeah, no, it's not. That's what
no,
I'm doing.
no, no, no.
Clicking on
I'm
it
not.
now.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking
Oh.
now. We're going back to old school Barovia. So if you click down at the bottom where it's advanced, roller,
Got it.
yeah, 1d8. You can set that up. So then when you
Old school
roll it,
Barovia.
plus the 8, it rolls, and then it has the last 10 rolls. So then you can keep using that.
There we go. So there's the second one.
All right. So the first one miss, but the
Yep.
second one is a hit.
Cool.
And it's what kind of damage does that do?
It does. Let me just make sure. Force damage.
Force damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just roll a d10.
Oh, nice. Look at that. All right.
Perfect.
Nice. Boop.
And then I will also move onto land.
Remember, difficult terrain, so you're probably only going to move to right there.
Right here? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
each square counts as 2, so like
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, whatever it is. Though. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Nim went, Savennis went, Mel went and evaporated herself along with Indomitability. That leaves Kane and Moruk. And then I'll make some of the other players do some shit, and then you guys can go from there.
I'm still rebooting.
Can you tell us what you think Kane would like to do? His sister has disappeared. The sword she was wielding has fallen at your feet, and there's still battle to be had. What do you want to do?
I guess I'd pick up the sword.
Okay. Bend over and pick up the sword. As you pick up the sword, there's a warmth to it, and that same whitish glow still kind of hums around it, almost like a like when you're looking at the road on a hot day and there's like you can see the heat coming off of it. That's the sort of like resonance that's coming off of it. And as you hold it, you feel the sword looking to bind to someone or something, and it's your choice if you want to try and attune to it.
Not right now.
Okay, so you probably want to put it somewhere as opposed to holding on to it.
Yep.
Do you-
I'll
Stick it under your armpit, maybe cut your armpit a little bit with it, with your wooden
sure.
sword.
Why not?
Okay, perfect. Anything else? Do you want to move at all? Do you want to stay in the water? What do you want to do? And also, is there anything that you need to cry out? Perhaps like Mendoza or something, as your sister has apparently fallen.
Mendoza.
Classic Simpsons reference right there. Mendoza!
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Are you staying put? Do you want to move at all?
I
Like
don't.
towards.
Like I
You
said,
could
I'm still
move.
trying to reboot, so I don't have the map.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just saying you could move towards shore basically instead of being in the water if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Okay. I will go boop and put you right there, and put the sword next to you because you got the sword. Perfect. All right, so that leaves Moruk and I think Moruk right now, right?
Well, NPCs too.
Oh yeah,
but
I said I don't know. Once you guys
Yeah.
went, I said I'd make the characters do some stuff. And
All right, cool. Yeah, just
all right, whoa, a 24, a 10, and an 8, and a 13. Moruk, how many of these are you shooting? What's happening?
Oh,
hold on. I'll
level
let you know when
3.
I'm done rolling.
I'd roll more if I could.
I've got
but,
more.
but
No,
it
I
wouldn't
can
matter.
only roll
I'm
4
gonna,
just 30 times.
I'm gonna use inspiration to.
Okay, so
Fuck
okay, so
this
you.
goddamn thing.
All right.
Okay
It
over
was
there,
on a
buddy?
19, and there was the physics were so messed up, and then it went no, fuck you 3. So anyway,
All right. So the 24 hits,
Yeah.
the 13 hits.
the 13 hits. Surprising.
Yeah.
I'll take it. So this is converted into. Yep. All right. That is converted into force damage.
I was gonna say I know you're smarter than attacking a devil with fire. I know you are. So
You told us
yeah, I just
earlier.
I just you're like I'm gonna do this spell, and I'm like let's see if he remembers. All right.
Even though only half the beams hit, that's still 18 fire, not fire, force damage.
Force damage. Yep. All right. So 18, and with that hit, I gotta put some marks on Kazakh because Kazakh suddenly is bloodied.
That's good.
Wow. Fucking bloodied.
All right. I think that's the end of everybody on the team. So I'm gonna have these guys go over here. One of them.
No, it was only the end of Mel. It was the end of the rest of our turn, but
That's fair. That is fair. Ooh, that does some good damage against that guy. And those two guys hit, so I'm going to drop this guy to bloodied as well. Let's do this. Let's see what they can do. Okay, they both hit, so we'll do some damage over here. Man, I wish I rolled d6s like this for my shit. I just rolled 4d6, 2 5s and 2 6s.
wow.
nice.
Yeah. I mean, for you guys, sure. I don't like this at all. I was hoping this would last a little bit longer. This guy's now down to, you might say, critical.
Who was that? Was that fucking old?
That was
Lungy?
Hayden and old Bad Lungs and Kristen. Yep,
previously bad lungs.
that's true. That's true. Saved.
So that's why it's
by-
old bad lungs.
Well, plus he's old, so you know.
Well, yeah, it's a double meaning. It's not clever, but it is twice.
it's there. And then Torrent. What's Torrent gonna do? I think Torrent's gonna try to run over here to this corner and is gonna try to take a swing at Kazakh. However, Kazakh will get an attack of opportunity because he's got that fucking 10-foot reach. 8, 5.
Kazakh. The sound the duck makes.
Kazakh. So let's see what Kazakh does first, just in case he can kill her. I don't think he can, but just in case.
It's a little different, but you know, it's close. Quasic.
Oh, look, I rolled terribly yet again. Okay, that's a miss, and Torrent runs up, and she's going to try and take a whack with her axe. And that's a miss as well. Okay, monster's turn. All right, innate action. So I haven't done this with him yet, but he wants to do it again. He's going to
Do nothing.
call for a friend, and suddenly behind Moruk is a hellhound. Those are fun. We've already seen them once or twice.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Send big
Meow,
dog
meow.
after her. That bite her
Meow
bum.
meow woof. Meow meow woof. Okay.
And here I thought you
Before
were
I ta-
calling Regis.
Before I take care of him, I think I will do his one glaive attack against Moruk. And then we'll deal with that. So boom. Did we do better this time? I don't think so. 13 probably doesn't hit you, right, Moruk?
No.
Okay, help me. No, it doesn't, or no, yes, it does.
It does not hit.
I like,
Ah, boo!
I like how help me. No, it doesn't, or no, yes.
Wow, I had to see what
Well,
happens.
if you
All
have
right,
to throw yes in there, which is the opposite of his answer, it's probably not that one. I
it's
get where
probably-
you're coming
it's-
from,
It's probably
but
not, but I just want to see what happens. All right. Oh shit. However, that's a critical attack on you from the Hellhound, and that deals a total of 9, 10, 11, plus 15, 26 points of damage.
That's neat.
Good job, pup. And he also the dog which can speak common goes, "You should have taken the deal." And
wait,
I
are you the
will
same
eat you.
dog?
no, it's not. It's not the same dog. Or maybe it is. It looks. I mean, they look. Do all hellhounds look alike?
That's doggist.
Is it doggist or dogsist? Yeah.
It's
Uh,
hell doggist.
The Ghast is going to try and attack Hayden with a bite. Let's hope he doesn't hit. Does not hit. This Ghast is going to try and, you know what, 1 through 3. Oh, shit. It's going to go for the big guy. It's going to go for the town leader. I hope it doesn't get it. Well, maybe it will. Let's see. 11, I don't believe is a hit. 11 is... Nope, he's 14. Good AC on Papuvan. All right, so 2 Ghasts went. Hellhound went. Kazakh went. Some screams coming from over here in the caves. And it's everybody else's turn. What do you guys do?
All right, so I'm climbing out of the water, and I will throw. Oh, does it even matter? I mean, sure, why not? I'll use my bonus action to give Moruk. Hold on. 2d6. Ooh.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. Alright, this goes to 7. No! I said -1. Idiot. That was that. And then I'm
Plus
going
11.
to... Yes. I get that back for... short rest, right? I get 2 of them? Shit. Okay. I'm gonna use Twilight Sanctuary.
Ooh, what does this do?
So this is... I present my holy symbol as a sphere of twilight emanates from you. The sphere is centered on you, has a 30-foot radius, and is filled with dim light. The sphere moves with you, and it lasts for 1 minute or until you are incapacitated or die. Whenever a creature, including you, ends its turn in the sphere, you can grant that creature one of these benefits. I grant 1d6 plus 6 temporary hit points, or you end one effect on it, causing it to be charmed or frightened.
Okay.
Forgot that I had temporary hit points. 32. 0.
Double 30-foot auras.
I was gonna say we could just leave the same aura up, but okay, all right.
Yes, I considered that. And then I decided against it and went through
I don't
the
wanna
whole
do
process of adding this one too. Because it's twilight, so it's dim light around and everything like that now. So, anyone who starts their turn, or ends their turn, I'm sorry, I will grant them 1d6 temporary hit points.
And is that a reaction, or is it just anybody that's in there for for the duration of the spell?
You just whenever they end their turn in the sphere. So, like
Very
if
cool.
Moruk right now gets 8 temporary hit points at the end of his turn, then if he ends his turn in the sphere again, then I can grant him temporary hit points again. Like if he
Very
lost them.
Okay,
Obviously,
cool.
it doesn't stack, but
No, very cool. All right, so that was Nim. So Venice, Kane, and Moruk, what are you guys doing? So Venice just walks up to the singers and is like, I can sing too. I mean, you want me to?
I wrote a song about an octopus. I am going to. Oh, am I in the 30-foot radius right now? I
You
am.
are
aren't
indeed.
I?
yes.
Perfect. I'm just going to hit this wonderful dude with a couple of
So you're gonna
Eldritch
have
Blast.
you're on the
Oh,
other
I'm gonna have
side
to-
of like a
Oh,
tower
okay.
right now. So
All right.
you could run up and kiss the puppy. Yeah, sure, run right there.
I don't want to kiss the puppy. Actually, would I have a line of sight from there?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
Sure,
Right
whatever.
here.
I don't give a shit.
Let's see if that actually works out. Hey, now it's working again.
Oh, 22 is a hit.
4 damage, and then one more time.
Oh,
14 is also a hit.
8 damage.
There you go. And I gotta put another mark on this guy because Kazakh is not looking good. I should have
And-
offered a better deal.
And as a bonus action, I will give Nim a Bardic Inspiration.
Is that a light pat on the ass? Bardic.
It's kind of like an uplifting pat, like a pat and kind of a lift. Just a little
So-
bit.
So
Push her
I
over.
don't not appreciate it. I
Oh, does
just
someone else need it more?
probably because
All
mine
right.
are mostly like saves and stuff like that.
Okay, then
You could give it to the Hellhound.
Like I want it. Don't get me wrong. Thank you. But
then I'd give it to Kane before I went around the bed.
All right, Kane, Bardic Inspiration in your back pocket, otherwise known as he touched your butt before he ran over. Nice. All right,
Heyo.
yeah, I'm just trying to
Heyo.
avoid Savannah's shit.
all right. Yeah, stop touching me, Savannah. Knock it out.
I saw
Moruk
you already
and-
gave your Bardic Inspiration away. Stop.
Yeah.
I know I'm
Can't
not
be
getting
true.
anything from this.
Can't give you. We know this. All
Stop
Don't
being
worry,
handsy.
later.
Moruk and Kane,
Oh, baby.
what are you doing?
I'm going to start by using a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. Wow. Shield of Faith.
Uh,
Let's see. Move up slightly.
All right, as you run in there, attack of opportunity. As Kazakh tries to get you with his glaive, probably not going to get you. Yeah, that's an 8. So keep going. What do you do? Fucking Kazakh.
he is Polearm Master.
Right?
He's the worst. He should have been the best, and he's the worst.
Why were you trying to copy Rothgar?
Right?
No,
exactly.
so
That's
Kazakh-
why he sucks. Is
So,
because he was trying to steal your shit.
Well, so a bearded devil has an infernal blade that starts reducing your hit points every round if you're hit with it, and I have been unable to hit anybody with it. So
Okay, just so you know, every weapon is a weapon that reduces your hit
no,
points every
like,
round if you're hit with it.
You are very right. It has a separate countdown clock on it. Besides that, like you bleed from it, basically.
Yeah.
Which is a very cool effect, but just
Every picture is a picture of me when I'm younger.
Can't do it, yeah. Just can't get it to hit. So, all right. So you've run up next to this guy. You swinging away.
Yep.
All right. As you start to swing, the blade under your armpit starts to quiver as if wanting you to use it.
Well, I'm using my longsword for now.
You're using your longsword instead of the wooden longsword? Okay, fine. All right. How about a 20 as a hit? What do you do for damage? $11 points of damage. Kazakh had 11 hit points left.
Hey.
As Kazakh falls, the Hellhound says to Moruk, I guess I should have gotten a better deal. And evaporates as well.
Damn it. I was going to eat that.
Fido, come back.
Can I pick up
However,
his weapon?
I want everybody, before anybody, so what were you want to do?
Pick up his weapon?
No, as he evaporates, he takes everything with him, including his weapon.
He's dead.
Well, he's a devil, so to be
Fucking
expected.
cheapskate.
I'm trying to run over to the cave. Just
As that happens, everybody give me a perception check, please.
I perceive nothing
Hold on.
and walk away.
People have rolled far worse.
I got it.
On perceptions. Oh shit! Yeah, Nick does.
You can see.
Wow. So everybody's sort of caught up in like the din of what's going on. The fact that there's still two ghasts, which several of you know are capable of infecting the living with basically ghoul fever, and they'll turn into ghouls themselves. But what you notice, what everybody notices, is that suddenly the ghouls themselves just drop down. They just fall to the ground and start to like wither and turn to ash. And what Nim notices is that coming outside from the cave, or one of the caves, is our smile flashing friend Vool, this cat. It'll do it. Yeah. And
Look like a cat.
and he just goes, such a pity. And then, Nim, you're the only one that sees this. His form seems to shake, and coming out of him in like this vaporous ether is, you see this. Let's see if I can get this to work. Nope, that's not going to work. So let's try it this way. You see, come on, where are you? Do it that way, do it this way. You see this. You see this figure that is just, maybe it's wrapped in serpents, maybe it's wrapped in vapors, maybe the serpents are the person. You're not sure, and it just goes, I wasn't strong enough to live. Oh well. And it just takes off and disappears, and the form of Vool, Vool just turns into this like burnt husk that looks a lot like what he served you guys for snacks. like a burnt acorn, and he just falls to the ground to dust, like the ghasts that had also been created. And with that,
The fuck?
the battle stops. Now,
I would like to, if you don't mind, I just want to run over to here, because there was yelling from there. If there's anyone who I could help, potentially.
you can you can run over and look in there, and when you run in and look, you see a series of the village people's bodies are dead and seemingly on the verge of transforming into the ghasts that had come out. So Vool, or whatever Vool was, had apparently been grabbing people and bringing them in, or like compelling them to come in, and was turning them into these creatures and sending them out to cause chaos.
Oh, okay. And so now are they just not moving and they're just
Dead, just dead.
yeah. Okay.
As Indomitability falls, and Kazakh falls, and the Ghasts fall, and the Hellhound disappears, there's a pause as the Seela's song continues, and then there's a moment where they stop singing, and as there's like that sort of like moment where everyone goes, it's quiet, it's too quiet, and all around you there's a wisp of air, and the fire goes out. All of the Seela are incredibly nervous about what's going to happen next, and they start looking at Papuven and Tiljan and all of you, sort of like, what are we fucking supposed to do now? And all the eyes turn towards Kane, who is holding the sword. And again, the sword starts to quiver however you're holding it, as if it wants you to grasp it. And as you guys, as you kind of like grapple with what you want to do in the moment, Kane, the Seela
Can I-
starts. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I attempt like an insight to try to get a feeling for the sword? Is it trying to be like one of those, hey, I just want to be used, versus I don't want to take you over?
How about give, instead of, you know what, insight? Sure, give me an insight.
Not that I have a bonus to insight, but
With a 14, you don't get a sensation of like anything malicious or evil, but you do get a sense like it's quivering, like it's almost like it's agitated that you're not interacting with it. And as you're doing this, the Seela start to individually at first, and then like as a group and a chorus, start to sing a different verse of the Song of Forms, which creates this swelling, echoing across the lake around you. And as it does so, all of the water that's been boiling, that steam starts to dissipate, and the smoke and the fog that's everywhere starts to lift up. And for the first time in 40 years, the rays of the now setting sun start to fall on the peoples and inhabitants of this burnt place. And although the song does start mournfully, it grows and uplifts, and each of you have this sensation of betterment, of positivity, that grants each of you an additional inspiration.
Ooh.
Um, as the light pierces through the smoke above the lake, and this like sweeping wind starts to wash across everything, the last roars of fire fall away, sputter, and die, and there is a moment when all of the trees that have been burning for decades threaten to crack and fall. But as the Sealess song swells once more, ever so faintly, you can all start to see green in places where there has been none in so long. Injured and weak, the Sealess start to feel that given time, the forest will heal, and that now that the constant thrum of a raging inferno is gone, there's the soft sound of leaves rustling and creatures no longer in pain. The song finally falters, and the villagers who are still alive begin to laugh and gasp and run to start to hug each other and rush up to Cain to say, "Oh, thank you, chosen one." Their skin no longer ashen, their eyes no longer sunken, and their song that they have maintained for 40 years finally ends as their voices turn into a triumphant cheer. Well done, guys. You guys have completed the second book and defeated Indomitability.
All right, so my next
Wow.
question
But
then
at
is going to
what
be what happened
cost?
to Sis?
Right.
So, Kevin, because I'm horrible at this shit, can you pull Mel, myself, and Kane into a private chat?
All right. Let's see. One.
A 2.
Which one? Da-da, and then Z.
And a 3.
Well, it's not showing all of them, so it
Yeah.
just has. It's just the letter, and it's just like, all right, shit. G.
This actually gives me a perfect opportunity to ask you a question, Kevin.
What's that?
It's randomly. I know Felicia and Carolyn had talked with Elise about, I don't know, maybe doing something in a weekend coming up. I don't know. Some sort of bachelorette thing. I doubt anything is going on because I'm sure we've all been busy, so that isn't really something. But she wanted to just check in and make sure that that wasn't happening. So, because we were about to go away. So,
I don't know.
I don't know
Okay.
either. Crazy.
fair enough.
I know it was talked about. So are you all set? Bring them back?
Nope. I'm gonna leave them in there for a little bit and then and let them hash it out.
Okay.
I'm excited to see where this goes, and I'm also want to be surprised by it. So that's why I'm back here.
Interesting.
That said, here's something cool. I've got a ton of loot for you guys that you guys
Nice.
get for doing this.
Ooh, what kind of loot?
Well, I'm gonna wait for everybody to be back. So calm down, keep your pants on.
No, they get their story, we get the loot. That's how it works.
Well,
They
I'm the
get
only
to
one who
role
can play
play.
the loot.
They get to role play, we get the shit. It's
Well,
fair.
I wanted to
One
make
of-
sure what type of strings it had.
One of the things that I want to do
It's a flute
is,
with strings.
A loot?
I'm so I think this is going to show up in your journal, but I'm going to give you a handout about the Song of Forms. Anybody who wants to learn it can learn the Song of Forms from the
Ooh.
Sela. However, it does take some time, and you guys are kind of on the run. But Tilgen wants to join and travel with you guys, so Tilgen can teach it to anybody. You
Ooh.
have to know Sylvan to do this. If you learn it, you get there's a couple things that you can do. One, you can choose a feat called the song. I'm gonna put this show to players and then show to everyone. All right. One is if once you learn it, you can select a feat when you level up called the Song of Forms, which gives you access to some stuff and things. And the other thing is that at 4th level, you will gain access, or when you can cast 4th level spells, you gain access to a spell called Enforced Flesh, which is kind of cool too, and is specific to this game. So,
Is there a way to learn Sylvan, as I only know Elvish and Common?
so I'm going to say you could do one of two things. One is you can try and learn it from Tilgen as you're traveling.
The other is
or-
you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or you
that
can,
sounds
you can
good.
Those
stick
are your
around.
options.
Nope. The other options that I'll say is you could try and get an item that will teach it to you, and I may in fact tell you about an item shortly. However, the item has some limitations. In fact, they're pretty hysterical.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I can comprehend languages.
Well, how long does comprehend languages last?
1 hour.
So the book says that it takes somewhere between 5 to 7 hours to learn the song. So
Okay.
if you wanted to do that multiple times during like rest or travel or
Yeah,
whatever,
I could probably do that.
yeah, for sure. But the next leg of this, like the next book, which we'll get into after we go through loot and we deal with Mel and Kane, actually. I'm gonna do
Jesus.
this.
There's so many things to it. You have to have proficiency in performance, be able to speak Sylvan, and have learned the song from Asila.
Okay. Well,
I mean, you should have performance.
I
is that
am
not-
proficient in performance, yeah.
Yeah. Because I was wondering if I should get it, and it's like, well, I can't. So, fine.
It's like, yeah, it's something like, I kind of figured it's a bardic, bardic
Oh yeah,
thing,
absolutely. It's a bardy thing.
Okay, so now that everybody's back, actually, TJ, are you back? Probably not. But you know what? I'm going to start going over it anyways. So the first thing I'd like everybody to do, actually, the only two people I think can do this are going to be Nim and Moruk. So Nim, do me a favor and roll an Arcana check, and then tell me what we get, and we'll go from there. So.
$11. And then
11.
who was the other one? Moruk?
Moruk.
I'll roll his. Also a 10, but that's 17.
Okay. So with a 17, it was a lower DC for Moruk because Moruk has witnessed a couple things happen similar to what you saw, Nim. And what Moruk is aware of is... Oh, mother trucker. Go back.
Yeah, someone left, and it was the DM.
It was definitely me. I'm like, hey, I'll click on this and open up this window. Oh no, what I'm going to do is just exit right out of Roll20. Yay! All right, let's try this again. Scroll down.
Excuse me.
Come on. All right, what Moruk realizes is he like kind of taps into some of the arcane knowledge and research that he's learned or maybe heard about, and that there exists in the world that you guys are playing in a race of, for lack of a better term, dream-spawned monsters that lack their own bodies, known as Trilith. Every Trilith has a visual appearance that is unique to it based on its nature, and the Trilith's stats and abilities match its form, but normally its form is incorporeal, so it cannot easily affect the material world. However, Triliths can create a body for themselves or their selves, and provided it has enough appropriate material, magic, and other stuff and things. And so, which allows them to directly affect the material world. So you get a strong feeling, whether Moruk is sharing this or not, hopefully he will, that indomitability, the thing that came out of the deer's body, and the thing that came out of Vul, and potentially the thing that came out of someone else that came out of the Dark Rider that you guys fought at the very end of the gauntlet, if you'll remember that, may in fact have been Triliths.
Oh, right, because that was Moruk. Notice that at the end.
Mm-hmm. That's why he had a lower DC on this. The DC to know just this was 20. But I reduced it to 18 for him because he had seen one already and noticed it. Okay. You may learn more without even sort of talking to anybody. Morak gets a feeling that this is definitely something that the mages at the Lyceum might know more about, which is where you're headed anyways. All right, time for loot. Somebody roll me a d6.
4.
All right, you guys have 4 vials of Shatter Spell. What is Shatter Spell? Shatter Spell is a black compound infused with anti-magic poured into sealable vials and extremely chilled. Effectively, make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating the Shatter Spell as an improvised weapon. On a hit, make a d20 roll for each spell on the target. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. The spell ends if you meet it. Basically, it is a dispel magic on a magical effect if you can hit and roll high enough with it. You have 4 of them. It's a pretty dope item. Like for everybody that doesn't have the ability to dispel or counterspell, you now have an effect that might be able to do that if you roll high enough. You are also granted an ancestry cord. This 2-foot-long red lacy cord radiates faint divination magic. While wrapped around the hands or wrists of 2 people at once, it changes color to a darker shade if both people share a common ancestor within 3 generations. All the way to black if they are siblings. So basically, it starts off as red, and the darker it gets, the more connected people are. It would effectively be a way of finding out if there's lineage between people. Like if you had wrapped it between Mel and Kane's wrists, it probably would have been dark, if not almost black, as they were like half siblings. You are granted by Gwenvere when she comes back Burris Rava's mace, which is a +1 mace. It's treated as a magic weapon. It also, you can use an action to touch a creature with the mace and cast Cure Wounds from it. You cannot do this again until the start of the next dawn. You guys have dream seeds that you kept. You are granted a feather token. Somebody roll a D100. A 2. You are granted an anchor feather token. You can use an action to touch the token to a boat or ship. For the next 24 hours, the vessel can't be moved by any means. Touching the token to the vessel again ends the effect. When the effect ends, the token disappears. So it's like a one-time usage thing, but you have an anchor token. Anybody want to fill Moruck in on Triliths? Because Moruck found out about him.
Yeah, so they're basically ethereal spirits that take on bodies in the material world because they can't really affect the material world, so they take on bodies to do that. So the examples that we were given were the deer when it died, and then it became, a spirit. It was one of them. Yellnuts up there he was one of them. He got kind of turned into a snake Trilith, and then there was the guy who you were very close to when he died, the Black Rider across the lake or whatever it was, where he turned into a spirit at the end, and there was kind of like a light that flickered out of him. So, Triliths.
Okay, and to keep going, and so far, the party is getting loot that they've gained from this that is being given to them by the peoples of the Sela village. You have received 4 vials of Shatter Spell, which basically is a thrown dispel magic, but requires a d20 roll to see if you can actually dispel the effect. An Ancestry Cord that shows, by changing color, how close of a relation 2 people are, if you ever need that. A +1 mace that can also cure wounds once a day. You have received an Anchor Feather token, which sounds like something straight out of Pirates. In fact, somebody should get one of these in Pirates, which basically stops a ship from moving for 24 hours, but is a single use only. And 2 other things that you find you are granted a Master Instrument. You can choose what this instrument is, but this masterpiece of an instrument radiates faint evocation magic. You have advantage on ability checks to play this instrument. So if you wanted to do a performance with this for some reason, you could, I'm looking at you, Savenus, you could roll with advantage. However, anybody
brilliant.
using this could roll with advantage when using this. And then lastly, you are granted a Sylvan necklace. This is a wondrous uncommon item. This necklace of ivory leaves radiates faint divination magic. While wearing the necklace, you can speak and understand Sylvan, but cannot speak or understand any other languages. So, if you wanted to put this on and chat with Tiljan and try to learn the song instead of casting,
That makes sense.
you can do that. However, no one else will understand you because you can only speak and understand Sylvan while wearing this.
Got it.
But it does not require attunement, so that you can don and take off whenever you want with this.
Doff.
And then lastly, this was an item that was in the first book that when I went back and looked, you didn't do the thing that would have gotten it, but I don't want to deny accessibility for this. There is also a +1 chain shirt, should somebody want that.
I do if nobody else does.
And also, Kane, do you have stuff and things to talk to the party about? It might be a good time to do that.
No, I don't have stuff and things to talk to the party about at this moment.
Okay.
I'm still trying to happen to Sis and what's up with the wooden sword.
Are you giving that back? Or are you going to give it to somebody else?
I'm still curious about it. Are there any details, I mean, other than the fact that it's a wooden sword?
So let me...
We do know the history of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that it's a branch of the tree, the first tree in here that was it the dryad? Was it the same dryad that we met? Hold
yes.
On, where are my notes?
Big T.
Yeah, it was, right. So...
It's a good moment to recap. So, cut from the first tree of the Inadotar, the living blade was once bonded to the heroine Anayariel. Oh, I'm so happy I'm not going to keep saying that name. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage made with this magic weapon. When the living blade is first encountered, it is in the form of a great sword, but it can be turned into almost any type of weapon as long as it does not have complex moving parts, such as crossbows, flails, chains, nets, whips. You can choose the form of the weapon when you first attune to it and when you finish a long rest. So you could say I want it to be a katana and then take a long rest and be like, I need it to be a long sword again. So you can change what it is. However, attunement does require, from this point forward, a full night's rest to get it done. If the living blade is on the same plane of existence as you can summon it as a bonus action on your turn. It teleports instantly to your hand, though often with a dramatic flourish, such as by appearing in a burst of flame overhead and plunging its blade into the ground at your feet. It's a little extra, just so you know, and I will make it extra.
Damn it. I want to have been playing a character who needed a weapon. Damn it.
The living blade bonds to your life force and its power grows with yours, gaining additional features based on your character level. Multiple versions of the same effect don't combine, instead, you use the most potent version of the effect. At 5th level and higher, when you take fire damage, you can use your reaction to cause the blade to erupt with flames. These flames shed bright light in a 40-foot radius and dim light for an additional 40 feet. While the living blade is ablaze, it deals an extra d6 fire damage to any target it hits. The fire lasts for 1 minute. You can end the flames early if you use a bonus action to mentally quench the flames on you or drop or sheathe the living blade. Where you guys were in the Inn in Dotar, which had been on fire for 40 years, I granted this as just part of being plunged into a burning stag for the last 40 years. So rather than having to take fire damage, it was doing the extra d6. However, from this point forward, whoever's wielding it must take fire damage first or create some sort of fire effect for it to kick off. The way that this blade is written in this adventure, every 4 levels or so, it gets something. We're playing this game to go to 21st level and be pretty awesome. So every 2 levels, something will happen with this blade. So just know that whoever or whatever it is, I mean, if it's a club because somebody goes, I want to take it and go clubbing, okay. But every 2 levels, something will occur with this.
I gotta keep it.
I want you guys to now fight to the death over it in front of the Sela, and then you guys can just play Sela for the rest of this adventure.
Quick question: what is the instrument, the master instrument?
It doesn't say. It's up to your choice. So where your character, I believe, said that your mission was to collect
all of them. Yes.
Awesome. Maybe this is something that will aid you in that quest.
Okay.
It's a didgeridoo.
In fact, it may be something. Because as you pick it up, it kind of like keeps morphing between like it's a lute, it's a lyre, it's a zamphorier.
It's a bitch. It's fire.
It's a lady. It's a lot. Yeah. Anyways, so maybe you don't want to pick yet because if your quest requires you to collect a lot of things, maybe this can be the missing piece. However, you won't be able to use it and get that advantage if you don't choose what it is. So
gotcha.
As we haven't really discussed what the sort of total quest is with that, I think that this suits your character great, but maybe you want to put some thought into that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Again, this game is going to take your characters to level 21, and I want you guys to be as fucking epic as possible when you get there. So somebody's got the living blade. That's something I could easily build stats out for. If you're on a quest to get instruments, let's think about what might happen if you get all the instruments. You turn into the world's greatest one-man band. Then you look like the dude from the Music Man.
Yes.
You have all the instruments at the same time. Like, I mean, right. So we can build this, but work with me and let me know because I've got the context of the adventure and we can try to fit it in as we go. So okay.
Does anyone mind me grabbing the master instrument? I have to ask.
Well, since you're asking, yes.
Indeed, yes, sir.
I mean, it was obviously going to you, but since you're going to ask, then no. I think it should go to Moruk. I don't even want it. I just don't want you to have it now.
I
Way
would
to
like
go.
a didgeridoo.
Right. Quietly writing songs in the corner.
Right. And he's just going...
If just some additional things to put in, if the Sela survived, if the heroes have saved the Sela, the forest is not whole, because a tragedy of this scope takes more time to heal. However, most animals within the forest with the indomitable fire trait, which many of these things you guys avoided or rolled high enough not to have to deal with, there was in fact a fire hydra that I was contemplating making you guys face, and I'm like, this is going to take like 2 more weeks to do that. Let's just keep moving. It doesn't mean I won't bring it back later, but effectively, your interactions with the forest are helping it to heal. Timber does in fact perish, but Gwenvere takes it upon herself to go and start tending to the grove that was her grove, and she finds happiness in cultivating new growths on the willow tree as sprigs start to shoot up, as they are wont to do, from the dead and fallen first tree. There was also a diva that you could have interacted with, which is pretty funny because the diva is like a CR11, and the diva has an ability that's like a sleep spell. And if you attack the diva doesn't want to kill anyone, so it just keeps putting you to sleep and dragging you outside, and then going back in to get the next person to put him to sleep and drag him outside. And I was like, that's fun, but we don't need to deal with it. However, she also appears and works to allay the minds of those people that you saw in a vision that were trapped under a burning tree that had basically been all just brought to throes of insanity. The Sela thank you. They choose to continue to worship at the shrine of Anayariel, and through your words are made aware of the dangers that you were fleeing from the Regessian Empire and what you had seen and encountered in Gate Pass. They promised to do their best to try and slow the progress of the Regessian military through the forest. There may only be a few of them left, they say, but that means they must fight all the harder to protect their homeland now that it and they have been given a second chance. Also, fuck the elves that aren't their elves. Lastly, they literally started the fire, man. What are you talking about? The Sela Tiljan asks to accompany the heroes. You guys can refuse if you want, but Tiljan would like to join your band because she would like to see the world, and she dreams of finding Etenifi, the Long Walker, and bringing him home. You will remember from last week's questions that was what she was starstruck with, because it was the one Sela that left to try and find help and had never come back. Ahead lies safety perhaps, but war still rages. The heroes must hurry if they want to bring aid to Gate Pass before it falls to the Regessians. And that, my dear friends, is the close of Book 2. Questions, comments, concerns before we literally dive into Book 3, because I have that prepped and ready for us this evening.
So, one, yeah, you can have the +1 chain shirt. Sylvan necklace, yeah, Savenis, if you wanted to grab that.
Okay.
You can pass that around if need be.
Yeah,
that one doesn't
right.
require attunement.
But he was the one who was looking for it, so like, yeah, he can use it and take care of that, no problem. Ancestry cord, kind of whoever just wants to grab that, just hold on to it. If it's something where everyone's like, whatever, I'll just kind of be the default to put it on my inventory if you want that. Burris Rava's mace, it's a +1 mace. I don't know if anyone wants anything to do with that. I might grab that for just having it, but it's also got that cure wounds, so that's pretty good.
That might be
if like
to give somebody else to help out
right,
with healing.
Like if Moruck, you wanted to have that or something, so that way you have some sort of healing in some way.
What is it?
So it's a +1 mace that once a day you can cast Cure Wounds with.
Get you some healing.
I can hold on to it, I guess.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'll say for Moruck, because I don't think you were here when
it's not like
in the player's journal, you'll find the information about the Song of Forms, and if you're interested in learning the Song of Forms, it grants you the ability to take a feat when you can take a feat, which gives you some interesting stuff and things, and also access to a 4th level spell when you can cast 4th level spells.
But you can't get it.
Yeah. once you came, you shall remain until you are defeated again. Is that it?
Yep. Exactly.
No, I don't think I was going to say that, but okay, that's fun because it's a rhyme. But all right, sure. Yeah. So, all right. The other thing that I'm sorry, was Kevin, was that the last thing on the list? Have we gone
So
through the list?
No,
when
we
I can
did
get a
not.
feat, we get an additional feat or something.
No,
It
you
gives
can
you the
choose to
option of
take
the
this
feat.
feat. Yeah, if you learn the song, which you can only learn if you sing. If you speak Sylvan, which is what the necklace will allow you to do, and Tilgen is willing to teach this to you.
And you had to have a proficiency in performance.
Oh, yep. Apparently, you have to do that too. So.
Proficiency required. I don't know
Yep.
if it's applicable, so that's lame.
Hate it so much.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure that we were sort of covered with that stuff. Is there anything else? Questions, comments, concerns? Also, Mel's dead, or at least not here with you anymore.
It's okay. She's the chosen one. I have faith that she'll come back.
She'll come back.
She'll rise
Well-
again on the 4th day.
Yeah, like, I don't like this. I don't like that she said that to Kane before she swung. Like, she knew. It's not. I don't like where is Mel? Alright, so the fucking triumphants or whatever they're called, we have to find out more about these
Trilliths. I was like, what the fuck is a triumphant? Because I'm like, I didn't say that. Yeah, Trilliths.
started off something. So yeah, I want to find out more about these things because I need to kill these things.
There is one more thing that does happen. I want to kind of wait. As everybody is kind of recovering, celebrating, mourning, Kristen walks away from everybody and kind of sits down. And you can tell by the kind of like wavering of her body as she sits down, crisscross applesauce, that she may in fact be having another one of her visions. She seems to be gaining control over this. It's not as just sort of like in the road going, play the best song. She seems to be gaining a bit more understanding that they're coming on, and also the need to kind of like make sure she doesn't fall down and smack her head. So does anybody bother to go over to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go and help her.
As you go over, she looks at you and her eyes have like turned that like creepy glassy light blue that shouldn't be the color of anybody's eyes, and she goes, its true name was hold on, its true name was Deception. We will meet him again when the bones of his grandmother watch them and weep for their fate. Whoa, what happened? Where'd I go? She's back. Ticky-tacky, ticky-tacky, ticky. And so with that, what I would like to do is I'm going to grab the party grabber, and I'm going to bring you guys on up here. Come on, keep going. I'm going to bring you guys to, oh my goodness, come on. Oh, I think it's up here. I'm going to bring you guys to the cover of the 3rd book, entitled Shelter from the Storm.
Wow.
Is the shelter the sea?
I don't know, but I do like those gargoyles. I think they look pretty sick. Also, that guy looks like he's been doing some monk training because he's got some serious iron rings going on.
Right? Blue Dalsim motherfucker over there.
Yeah, his arms haven't extended yet though, so that's probably good.
Well, he didn't have to throw the guy.
Yeah, well, fair.
Well, maybe he's about to extend them because he's actually catching him. He's a good guy.
No, don't fall! Oh God, Billy! I meant to
Yoga.
See yoga catch.
Yoga catch. Nice.
Oh God, like mine. All right, so I think at this point we're gonna do one of those movie scenes where like there's a cut scene that happens, and on a cut scene we leave the party healing, mourning, doing whatever they're doing in the Sela village, and the camera pans way out until we can see that sort of map of the corner of the continent you're on, and it zooms in on Dassen. They keep zooming in to like the southern it's sort of like the southern southeast peninsula that sticks out, and on this rocky coastal spur on the far side of a remote swamp on the southern tip of civilized land, an old city is swept into the sea. I imagine Clash of the Titans, the original, like just giant waves just washing the marble and granite away and out to sea. An earthquake collapsed its coastline, and volcanic geysers obliterated its people. All this happened centuries ago. The clock ticks around. The land starts to get green again. The sea recedes. The volcanic ash turns into greenery as well. And eventually, people forget the legends of curses and seek to inhabit land that's plowable and arable again. A clan of wizards, remembering only that once the peninsula had been home to a mighty fire mage in ages past, establishes a school, the Lyceum, on the rocky coastline, and brings slaves with them to tend to their needs. Students, headmasters, and even slaves come and go, live and die, until eventually only free men live in the now verdant rocky spur. Around this school, this Lyceum, grows a large town named Sequen, home now to just over 1,000 fishermen, craftsmen, and former students. Spellcasters from around the world travel to the Lyceum, no longer a school simply for wizards, but for all those who practice the magical arts. Lyceum and Sequin have never known any danger. But now, times have changed. A red fog falls over the map, and all recognize that with the influx of immigrating spellcasters, people fleeing, seeking refuge from the Regiserian Empire's warmongering, that this tiny sheltered place could potentially become the epicenter for the war for the burning sky. Welcome to Book 3, Shelter for the Storm. There you go. You're welcome.
Okay, where's... Nice. Alright, where's Mel?
Who's Mel?
Don't
How quickly we
fucking
forget.
start, Savannis.
How quickly we forget. Wow. Is she hot? Where is she?
Listen, trauma takes multiple forms, man.
It's true. So, before the heroes can reach Sequen, they must travel 420 miles, 420 bro, from the edge of the Inundota Forest to the Sour Lake Swamp, and then another 100 miles through the swamp itself. On foot, this should take 3 to 4 weeks to make this journey. We all remember that we left the horses before we went into the fire forest. Just saying.
Yeah, we didn't kill them.
That was a good, nice. It was nice.
We're not dicks. Also, it's not like them dying in the forest would have helped us now.
So the first thing that you guys must do, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I bring you to an actual map of Dassen.
Walk.
Dassen?
Do, do,
I'm going to
do.
go with
Do,
Dassen.
do.
I like Dassen. Boop.
Dawson.
You guys are right here, represented by this token that looks like Torrent. Additionally, because you guys are leveling up faster than what the book is calling for, I would like to not bring the PCs into fights moving forward, or you can select one PC and they will be there, and then I can level them up or do whatever. But trying to get all of them to to be equivocal to you, and then having to redo the battles is going to make my limited hair fall out even more. So.
I'm thinking we'll probably use Kane as the one PC.
As the one PC that you'll bring, NPC
Yes.
probably a better term. You son of a bitch. Okay, so as you leave,
I mean, he just got the sword.
Let's put on some traveling tunes.
He got an armor upgrade. He got a weapon upgrade. He can heal.
It's true.
He's tanky. I mean,
he is starting to look like the chosen one for sure.
That Mel was supposed to be.
You leave the scorched and rapidly cooling forest to face a winter that seems fiercer than before. The only road that leads south has been untouched for 40 years and is in disrepair. At first, the travel is easy, but the full fury of winter poses great dangers within the two-range pass where the Hetcon and Tundra Mountains meet. Ice has broken great chunks of rock that now lay across the road, and fissures measuring some 20 feet wide reveal craggy, jagged ledges that split and crumble at the lightest pressure. And a constant icy wind races northward like smoke through a chimney. Now, fortunately, as you guys are about to do this, Tilgen is like, it's gonna get cold. We should probably get some winter gear. Does anybody have winter gear? And if anybody does, good on you. But Tilgen and others are basically able to scrap together kind of double lining stuff and sews up some gear so that everybody has some winter gear to be able to get through this, because there's no shop in the Fire Forest for you to find this stuff. Fortunately, you didn't piss Tilgen off. She likes you. She hooks you up to get this done.
Yeah, no one has winter gear.
So
it's the first I'm hearing about cold.
Well, so I mean, you guys did
no.
start off in like December in Gate Pass, but nobody decided to buy it or to say that they had it. I'm just saying.
Okay, first of all, when were we going to be able to do that? And second of all,
you could have bought
I
it pre-game.
had no idea about the season because everything's been on fire since we started. So,
wait. It was like New Year's Eve when the game started, which is wintertime, and then you travel to the Fire Fort. So yes.
You mean in real life?
No.
Like it was New Year's Eve.
We actually, I have it written. Yes, it was New Year's Eve in game.
That's where we had what's her face at the bar. Torrent.
Yes, you met Torrent at the bar at the Poisoned Apple. Yeah, the Poisoned Apple. I have it written on the back of my notebook that I'm keeping for this campaign. Started on Leap Day, February 29th, 2024. So that was the first day of this campaign.
In real life.
In real life. In the game, it was New Year's Eve.
Wait. Fucking New Year's Eve is on Leap Day?
That's what makes leap year so weird.
Okay, so
every
it's
4
like
years. So what I will say is this:
they assign it to different months.
You guys don't want to deal with everything. You want to kind of push through and keep going, right? But you still want the story. So far this has been good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of like sort of piddly encounters and stuff and things that like I can start throwing at you, but I didn't want to start doing that until we had made it through more levels, etc. So I just, if you want to slow this down because you're happy where you're at for levels right now and you want to like do more stuff, I'm fine with that. But I also thought we were moving at a good pace and wanted to keep that going if you're cool with it. And I thought this
I
stage
want
was going.
levels and to slow down. Give us level 10, and we'll go
No.
through it fast.
No.
Right.
I'm sorry. You guys should recognize that, like, the challenge of indomitability that you guys took out was supposed to be the boss level fight. Like, I had to throw other shit in there so it would be at least be a little interesting. And you guys handled that. Like, it was supposed to be for 4th level. You guys walked in there at 6th. So, like, you are well ahead of the cusp of this game. Not to mention, I couldn't make anybody hit with anything. So,
Well,
just
that
saying,
helps.
you guys are doing good.
There's nights like that.
Well, we lost Mel.
Oh, okay. Mel may have made a choice. I'm just going to say that.
All right.
So,
yeah, in exchange for Mel, we need at least 2 levels.
16 levels. We got to be level 17 or 18 at this point.
I'll never lose another ally again. Training
'Cause I am my
montage
own
in the
ally.
fire forest.
Yeah.